Trailblazers must complete a series of drawn-out puzzles. So... You know that's the problem. Fix your fucking issue. But that's not addressing the root cause of the problem, is it? It's not really. I just want them to pull their fucking thumb out their ass. Developer Radio 3.0 Amphoreus Special Edition. But this is like the first time they've released patch notes for a patch that they've already released. Okay, so I'm going to read through here, and we can all see together. Did the devs actually listen? Following the launch of version 3.0, the Express crew has received an array of feedback from Trailblazers during their exploration of the new world. Some of this feedback concerned issues with Trailblazers' experiences with the story and exploration. Yeah, there has been a lot of conversation about how they have been telling the story. I don't want to say I started it, but I feel kind of... No, I'm just kidding. But I do feel like there has been a lot more interest in the storytelling of Honkai Star Rail, particularly in the recent few months, since also like what was the update with all the banana thing? Basically, a lot of people are just getting really too tired of the whole banana thing, and everyone's like, oh wait, this is actually quite dog shit. I mean, I've been saying this since Pentaconi, but then when people were going into 3.0, everyone's like, okay, they've got a new writer in there, so we're just going to see, did they change anything? How's this playing out? And then 3.0 dropped, and everyone's like, holy shit, this is way too fucking long, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? It was just exposition after exposition, like lore dump after lore dump, static image after static image, black screen after black screen, fucking nothing. In terms of their storytelling, it was absolutely dog shit. So they're saying that they've seen the concerns from the players here, that okay, we've heard you, we understand that you are having issues, so we're going to address those. But how are they going to address these? I have no idea. We are going to find out. So we'll be making adjustments and optimizations to address these issues with the aim of bringing Trailblazers a smoother journey experience. Trailblaze mission story issue. We have received feedback from the Trailblazers that the Amphoreus main story contains excessive lore exposition and too much reading, resulting in feelings of fatigue and tedium. Kinda underselling it, but yeah. Amphoreus has a complex design, and during development we wanted to ensure that the information supporting it was as complete as possible. However, the result has presently failed to meet Trailblazers' expectations. They wanted to ensure that the information supporting it was as complete as possible. When you're going through the story, the information that should be presented to is everything that is pertinent to the story. You do not need to know every single fucking thing about the world that you're on just to go through a story. If I'm telling a story about Earth, a story set on Earth, I don't need to know Earth's full fucking historical culture and legends and shit, do I? I don't need to know that. I just need to know what is pertinent to the story that is being told on this planet. That's it. Same thing with Amphoreus here. You do not need to tell us fucking everything. Put them in the game, sure, and have it in the sections where people can find it if they want to, but you do not need to fucking drop it in and just force it in and shove it down people's throats at every instance when you're just telling a story. We don't need to know that. If it's important, sure, but if it's not, fuck off. It's not that hard. And not talk about fucking water. True. Making it a plot point, making a necessary plot point in the game that you have to interact with water to find out it's lukewarm. Amazing. Great. Lovely. In response to this feedback, we will address the root of the issue by making... sorry, I was going to say something really facetious. By reducing the design-related explanations in the story. What the fuck does that mean? By reducing design-related explanations. What does that mean? I mean, I teach English for a fucking living, so I should understand what people are, what these words on the screen are saying to me, but it's like, by reducing design-related explanations. This could mean either one of two things. Either they're going to reduce the parts where they explain the way things look, or they're going to reduce the parts where they show things, as in design-related, where they show things that explain stuff. Lesser black screens have more static images. If they have static images, but the static image like changes every 5 or 10 seconds, sure. Do it like the ZZZ way. I don't mind. That's fine. I don't mind having static images, just as long as we're not stuck on that fucking static image for 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes at a time. That's just ridiculous. Trailblazers will have the option of skipping this content, skip button, so that they may experience the main story in a more relaxed manner. Right. I don't know about you. I mean, and I have seen people say that they need a skip button, and I agree. They should have a skip button in the game, but that's a separate issue. My issue with the game isn't that it doesn't have a skip button. It's the fact that the way that the complete convolution and drawn outness of the game is just way too fucking long, and just, I don't mind having a lot of story. That's fine, as long as they tell the story in an interesting way. But the fact of the matter is, they do not tell the story in an interesting way. How do they change the storytelling? Are they going to add in more like camera angles? Are they going to add in more like character movements, facial expressions? Are they going to add in more of that to give us a visual interest into what they're saying? No, it doesn't address my issue then. I mean, it'll put a band-aid on it. Like, it'll give us a skip button for people that don't want to drudge through this fucking boring-ass story. Well, the boring-ass storytelling, let's be clear, the storytelling is boring as fuck. The story itself is fine. I've always said that. I've always said the story is fine. The way they tell it is dog shit. If they do not fix the storytelling, then sure, give us a skip button. And then it's like, okay, at least you don't have to fucking sit and drudge through all this. But my thing that I want them to do is I want them to stop being such lazy fucking assholes and tell the story interestingly. More camera angles, more character movement, more facial expressions, more visual interest. That's what I want. I'm not just asking for a skip button. They should totally include it for those that want it, because not everyone wants to go through story. But I am a story person. I am literally a story person. When I made my video about Honkai Star Rail and whatever, people are like, oh, he just doesn't like story. Why are you complaining about story in a story game? No, I love story. I love lore. I love all that. I love the characters. Great. But the thing is, they don't tell it fucking interestingly. That is my issue. It's not an attention span issue. If the way they're telling it is so dry, I can't swallow it. To use like a British analogy, you got a scone, right? Scone, whatever you want, just something dry, really fucking dry, right? And you eat it as is. It doesn't really go down too well, does it? So you're going to need something to put on that scone to make it more palatable. Some cream, some jam, have a fucking cup of tea with it as well to wash it all down. You need that shit. Just giving us a dry scone by itself is not fucking interesting. It's not delicious. It's fine, I guess. It's nutritious in a sense, but it's really difficult to swallow. No? Give us some fucking cream. Give us some fucking jam. I'm like, what? That's what I'm asking for. It's not hard. The option of skipping this content. If they have this where they have like a skip button where you can skip everything at all times, taking version 3.0 as an example, the progress from the beginning of the story to Okema contains a lot of dialogue with information on the end times, titans, crisis heirs, and miracles. Following adjustments, Trailblazers will be able to choose whether to talk to relevant characters to obtain this information. Cool. So I'm seeing this pre-adjustment on the left side here. That's how it was. It's just like line, character looking there, blank expression, no movement, fucking boring. So they've got this section here, post-adjustment, where it says, let's rest together and get ready for the journey to the holy city. So I'm guessing this is the part where you just skip it. So this is where they don't have a skip button in the top right, top left, or wherever. They just have like a dialogue option to allow you to skip that particular section. But does it skip everything entirely? And also, what I want to know is, like, if you do skip that button and it is something relevant to the story, I guess, does it give you like a summary of like what would have been told? It seems like you have to go into the dialogue and listen through some certain parts before you get to the skip button, which, if it's pertinent to the story, I don't mind being forced to listen to certain sections which are important, like really, really important. I don't need to skip everything, but it would be nice for those that want it, you know? Yeah, it's kind of like a half skip button. To give another example, when facing Oryx's trial in the Abyss of Fate, Trailblazers must try 3 different methods, placing the flaming lance and bat standing on top and attacking the scales weighing pan to complete the Titan's test. Following the adjustments, these 3 attempts will become optional, thereby greatly simplifying progress and improving the flow of the story. I do not remember this part of the story. Is this literally just them skipping you having to do gameplay stuff? You actually do it, but it's black screen. You actually do it, but it's black screen. Oh, it's black screen shit? No, fuck that. You actually do it, but it's black screen? I do not remember that section. So if you actually click that and it gives you a black screen saying, oh, you did that, that's bullshit. You know what they should have done? Actually have you take control of your character to get the flaming lance and baseball bat and put it on something. Just give us something to fucking do. I mean, if they're not gonna give us something to do, I guess skipping it is fine, but that's not addressing the root cause of the problem, is it? It's not really fixing the issue. It's just saying, oh, you don't like the way we're doing things? Fine, you can skip that, I guess, if you want to. No, I don't want to skip it. I don't want to skip. I want them to fucking put the effort into their game. They're making all this money from their game. Why aren't they putting effort into it? I just want them to pull their fucking thumb out their ass. Have the game as is. Just make it fucking interesting. This is lazy shit. This is lazy. This is pure laziness. I mean, it addresses it, I guess, but it doesn't solve the root fucking issue. At the same time, we will also look to arrange and present missions in a more reasonable manner and reduce tedious narrative experience like the black screen with white text. Okay, cool. Right. If they're going to reduce black screen with white text, sure. But what are they going to replace it with? Are they going to replace black screen with white text with a static image instead? I mean, it's better, I guess. Like 5-10% better? You know the Iglesias scene where like you sit down? I said this on stream a while back. When you sit down and she's like, oh, move closer. And then it says, oh, the black screen. Oh, you move closer. It feels nicer. I'm like, no, I don't want it to replace that or don't want to skip that. Just show the character physically moving closer to Aglaia. I want them to do that. If they replace that section with that, then good. Then that's fine. Also, by the way, I've just noticed that chat is really fucking slow, like small down here. Let me just fix that for you guys. Guys, you know I'm a fucking boomer, right? You need to tell me this shit. I blame you. I do not take any blame whatsoever. I am completely blameless. It's not my responsibility. It's your responsibility. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? God. Fucking kidding, guys. Mission puzzling solving issue. I've heard a lot about this. I've heard a lot about this particular section where you have to do like, was it 4 or 5 particular puzzles to just get through the story? Like, okay. The Hoyoverse main story contains some unique stage gameplay, and our aim was for Trailblazers to experience the rules and design of the world both through the content of the story and through this gameplay. However, in practice, we should have achieved a better balance between puzzle solving and story, with puzzles also containing too many steps. This too often resulted in puzzle solving interrupting the flow of the story and detracting from the experience. I don't mind puzzles. I think I said in my original HSR video that some of the sections that I really enjoyed in Penacony was the section where you're like after the like small date, well, during the date with Firefly, I think, and you're like walking around on the rooftops, and you got the puzzles where you got like arrange the perspective to get it to the point where you can like walk across. I like that. Like it was a bit of a puzzle. Like it gave you something to do, but it wasn't too intrusive. It didn't like bring things to a screeching halt. It gave me something to do, and it kind of makes sense. I didn't mind that. And also, I think it was also later on in the section with Black Swan, where you've got to do the other puzzle where with the perspective where you're walking up walls and like gravity. It's like turning like Inception type style. That's fine. I don't mind that. I've heard that this particular puzzle section here was really damn long, drawn out. Again, had too many steps, but if they... Wait, hang on. To tackle this issue, we'll optimize the main story to puzzle-solving designs and provide simpler, more direct solutions for some puzzles. Okay, good. If they make it a little bit simpler so it doesn't take as long to complete, then sure. But I do not want them to remove this. The puzzle is not the problem. Like God of War in PlayStation 2, that had plenty of puzzles in there. But it had sections, like the puzzles made sense and it didn't bring the game to a complete fucking screeching halt. The puzzles made sense and it was like something that your character would do to find out like something. But it's just like literally just do a puzzle, go through a room. Do a puzzle, go through a room. Do a puzzle, go through a room. That's not interesting. A puzzle where you actually try to traverse through an area. I've got to get that lever over there. That lever affects that. And you just make it interesting. Just stop being so fucking lazy. This is my main problem with Honkai Star Rail's recent Honkai Star Rail and also Genshin as well. They're just way too fucking lazy. If they make the puzzles actually intuitive, interactive, fun, interesting, and not too drawn out for the sake of being drawn out, cool. But that would require, what's the word? Effort, perhaps? But I'm just glad that they're not going to say, oh, you don't like them, so we're just going to remove them. No. Don't remove them. Don't remove them. Just make them better. I mean, that's not a hard thing to understand, is it? Taking version 3.0 as an example, in the blood-bathed battlefront, Castrum Kremna Soul Forging Zone, Trailblazers must complete the drawn-out task of restoring four soul forging statues. Say that 5 times fast. 4 soul forging statues. Fuck that. To piece together Nicodor's divinity. Following adjustments, Trailblazers will be able to choose to talk directly with Nias and complete the mission objective in a more Kremnoan fashion. Wait, this is the puzzle I was just talking about, wasn't it? This isn't this the puzzle I was just talking about, where you got to do a puzzle, walk through a door, do a puzzle. Also, they did remove it. So they did remove it and they just replaced it with a battle thing that you could probably clear by putting the game on auto. Fuck's sake. I mean, I was literally just like giving them props here, like, oh, they didn't remove it. They're going to optimize it, make it better. No, they removed it. Okay. what I just said now? No. What the fuck is this shit? They give you the option of either doing the puzzle as is or doing a battle. I mean, I appreciate the choice, I guess, but I would have liked it if they had made the puzzle fun, because I like puzzles. Guys, I love puzzles. Fun fact that I haven't really mentioned, one of my favorite things in the Zhangzhou Lofu section was actually the puzzles. Maybe I'm in the minority, but I actually really enjoyed the puzzles. You know, like the Rubik's Cube thing where you got like spin it to get like the certain sections like to glow up. I enjoyed that. I thought it was fun. I like that. No, the puzzles in Lofu were pretty good. I enjoyed them. And the puzzle in Penacony, like the mirror thing, it's pretty good. I enjoyed that. Other puzzles I enjoyed. Let's think. Other puzzles. Let's go for Wooden Waves here. The paint puzzle. I didn't think I was going to enjoy that. Fucking love it. I thought, well, some of them need to be a little bit harder. Some of them are just way too fucking easy. But I've seen, should I say, this particular puzzle here was just like, what the fuck is that? Now they've just basically said, oh, you can skip it if you want to have a fight instead. That's not solving the issue. Similarly, before reaching the soul forging zone, Trailblazers must complete a series of drawn out puzzles. So They even admit that they know they are drawn out puzzles. They even fucking say they know they are drawn out puzzles. Fix your fucking puzzles then. Fix your fucking puzzles. It's not... You know that's the problem. Fix your fucking issue. Trailblazers must complete a series of drawn out puzzles to proceed to the final battle. Following adjustments in some of the puzzle-solving rooms, Trailblazers will be able to choose to progress the story in a more Kremnoan fashion by talking to Aeneas and engaging in battle. So, oh yeah, we know they're drawn out, guys, but we're not going to fix them. We're just going to let you like fight this guy here instead. We're not going to fix it. It's drawn out. We know it's drawn out, but fuck you. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Holy shit. They know that's the issue. They even said it themselves, drawn out. So whenever we say, oh, these puzzles are drawn out, this is not us saying it now, guys. This is Hoyo themselves. Hoyo themselves have said, yeah, we know the puzzles are drawn out. What can I say? What can I say? At the same time, we will optimize the lengthy and complex map pathing for the main storyline's exploration. The overly concentrated enemy placements in certain areas will be reduced to prevent enemies from frequently interrupting map exploration and puzzle solving. This aims to enhance Trailblazers' experience throughout the main storyline. So they're gonna wait, hang on, no. So before you had enemies here, you had battles, you had shit to do, and they removed it. So they're giving you even less battles to do. They're giving you even less of the stuff that you came to this game to do. They had the stuff there, and they removed it. No, that's not a fix. Who was actually complaining that there were too many battles? Is fighting mobs every corner fun? I mean, it's better than having nothing. Sigis. I mean, like having too many mobs where you're just like constantly in battle. Like if you've got 1 second. All right, okay. This is a good example. Right, you've got this one room here, and you've got literally 4 different sections just to get from one side of the room to the other. That's a little too much. Sure. But how about if it's just in this one room here, you have one significant battle. Something a little bit easier. Not like a mob battle here, but like more like an elite battle, you know? Just one. If it's like four mobs here just to get from one side of a room to another, that's way too fucking much. But just to remove them entirely? Nah. That's not the right play. In my opinion, I don't know. Having elite monsters, elite bosses every now and then, like every couple of rooms maybe, that would be a good thing to do. But removing them entirely? No, that's not the play. That's not what I was asking for. To reduce any negative experiences caused by the above issues and make sure the overall quality meets everyone's expectations, we are continuing to polish and fine-tune upcoming versions of the game. Regarding existing content for version 3.0, we will proceed with the aforementioned adjustments. We anticipate these adjustments will take effect from version 3.2. Okay, it's currently the next morning, so while I was editing this, I got this kind of response on a few times here where I think I need to address it. Someone said here, did Sensei miss the part where it says they are using the current patch moments as examples and it's not the actual changes like removing mobs and whatnot? No. If you actually read what they're saying that these examples that they are giving are examples that they're going to implement into the 3.0 story, but those changes are not going to be implemented until 3.2. So the examples being given in this video are still applicable. And even if they weren't affecting the 3.0 story in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't change any of the criticisms that I am levying against Hoyoverse in their dev notes here for this 3.0 criticism. Amphorius is a year-long journey, and these stories and puzzle-solving optimizations are just the beginning. The Express crew will continue to optimize content. We are excited to bring everyone bigger and better journey experiences. To name some examples, we will be adding richer content, richer combat gameplay. Richer combat gameplay. I fucking hope so. But a year long of this, I swear to God, if they make every fucking patch like 10 hours long with the amount of like the same degree of storytelling that they have in 3.0, nah, fuck that. You know, like I've said before, like, oh, if I get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of January, then I'll play it. I was hoping that I wouldn't, because I didn't want to go through that. Thing is though, I've just uninstalled Honkai Star Rail, like right now. Even if I didn't uninstall, I could get literally the exact same gameplay experience by watching a playthrough. There's nothing to experience. It's just literally, you just sat there waiting for things to fucking play out. If anything, I'd have a better experience going through the story, watching someone else play, because I'm so tired of constantly clicking my mouse to just get through the dialogue. Because it's like this weird, it's just so slow. It's just so fucking slow. The gaps between when people say things, it's like, yes, I am saying something very, very profound right now. I heard you say something very profound, and I am responding in kind. Why do we have this weird fucking dead space in between? Just speak normally. It's not hard, is it? I would actually have a better experience going through the story by watching someone play it on YouTube, because that way I don't have to fucking click just to get to the next dialogue option, because I'm waiting for them just to start fucking speaking. So how are they going to like bring everyone bigger and better journey experiences? To name some examples, we will be adding richer combat gameplay and challenge goals to the game. In addition, issues close to Trailblazers' hearts, including difficulty deploying older characters on the battlefield, and the strengthening of these older characters, are already on the schedule. Stay tuned for future content updates, Trailblazers. This here is talking about power creep. Like, I haven't weighed in on the whole power creep issue, and I'm not gonna, because I don't really fucking care. So it seems that they have actually been listening to what people have been saying in EN for a change, unless in CN they were also talking about power creep. In fact, no, I have seen a lot of people in JP talking about power creep. They use the word infure, which means like inflation, as in power inflation. That's the word they use. But yeah, I have heard a lot of people in JP as well talking about power creep. I have a lot of that in both Genshin and in Honkai Star Rail. So to see them actually making some changes here to address that issue, good. I don't know how they're going to address it. If they just make it a case where constellations, like higher constellations, do more damage for like the older characters, meaning like, oh, you want that better DPS for your Sealer or something to make her viable in this current 3.x update, or are you going to need to get C4? No, fuck that. I don't know how. I want to know exactly, precisely, how they are going to address this power creep issue, because they say they're going to address it. I want to know how. New artifacts? If they just release a new artifact set to address it, nah, fuck that, because then people have to go through a whole slew of other like new artifact grind systems. Artifact grinding is literally the worst part of these fucking games. Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, ZZZ, Within Waves, and any other game that has that system is literally the worst part of the games. The worst. And anyone that defends it is a fucking moron. Okay, so that was it. That was the end of it. Okay. What was the reaction to that? What was the reaction?